Hey guys, all right, so I finally was able to put together a maintenance price guide for you guys, and I have it dated because this is something that I will update over time and as things change. And you'll read some sort of stipulations here, like this is based on the cars that I have, my Corvettes, BMWs, Polaris, Vanderhall, Jeep. These are based on multiple service done on each visit. Sorry, can't talk today. It's based on multiple services that are done on each visit, and I usually have at least typically one car in for service per week, and that could be anything basic from an oil change to a tire to rim repair. It could really be anything, but I notice that's usually the flow when things are busy and kind of moving along. I always drop off my cars usually on like a Tuesday, and that usually gives my shop a comfortable 24 to 48 hours to get it done, and that way they can do it when it's the best time for them, and they're usually better at giving me better deals if I'm flexible with them on timing. So that really helps you out as well, rather than giving it to them during peak time where they're really rushing to fit your car in with the rest of the crowd that they're getting. So that kind of works in your favor. So if you scroll down, I'm going to include a link to this entire price guide under this video. So you'll find it here on the same page. So you can reference this. And this is something that I will keep as dynamic as it changes. I will update it and add things as well. And let me know how you guys are finding pricing as well. Let's talk about it in the Facebook group. But this is what I really think your target cost should be. And this is what has worked really well for me over the years and has kept my costs low. So this is kind of what you want to go for. So let's start with some of the basic stuff that happens quite frequently, which is oil and filter changes. Target cost $45, and that's for synthetic oil, OEM filter, and performed around every 3,000 miles or so. If you really have to stretch it, you can go to 5, but depending on the car that you have. Given that these cars are used for rentals, I really like to do it at the 3,000 mark. I've noticed, especially with my higher performance cars, that it just keeps them running really, really well. Tire rotation, $25, perform when recommended. Doesn't work on all cars, depending on if you have all-wheel drive, rear wheel, front wheel, so it depends. Tire balance, $45. It's a great way to have your tires and wheels checked. Multi-point inspection. Okay, so I included a link here that you can definitely check out, and this is going to take you over to Turo's website. So if a renter ever reports an issue or you have a claim going on, something funky is up with the car, like one of my renters complained about, I think it was the brakes on one of my cars, which were totally fine and had no issues. I'm not sure what his deal was and why he complained about it, but they require you to get this inspection done, and that is the inspection form. And oftentimes your service shop already has an inspection form, and that will work just fine as well. But if you build a good relationship, this is something you can have your shop do for free. I never pay for these inspections, and I get messages from people all the time where they're spending $100, $75, $125 to get these multi-point inspections done. Most places will charge you, but if you build a good relationship with them, even with your dealerships, they will do it for free. So just refer back to this form because that is kind of what you're looking for. But again, most shops already have this inspection form, and you can usually use their version and it'll work out fine. Engine air filters change every year, $45. That's something you can also do yourself. Brake pad replacement, $120. Rotors don't always have to be replaced. Then I have some other stuff here. Brake pad replacement, front and back, $200. Brake pad and rotors, front, $250. Wheel repair for a single wheel, I usually pay around $90, and that includes everything from bends, scrapes, rashes, chips, and cracks. When I had my Tesla Model S, getting cracks in my rim was a huge issue, and it would cause the air to leak. So it was nothing wrong with the tire, but it was the rim that was super problematic. So it's good to, have a shop that you have a good relationship with that will really take care of you in those issues. Wheel set powder coated for $300. This is a really, really good price for getting all 4 wheels done. This is the price that I've paid for quite some time now. If you are in my area, let me know and I can refer you to the shop that I go to where I get this pricing from. So this I like to have done every so often with my cars, and I find that when you have your rims black, they're easier to touch up than when you have chrome or just the metal finish that comes from the dealership. Transmission flush, $45. I'm actually having that done to my Vanderhall right now. Alignment, $45 for wheel alignment when needed. On my Jeep, I try to do it every month because those tires are just so big, it always throws the alignment off. Battery installed, $135. Most shops have a special deal with a specific brand, so you don't have to be picky about the battery that you get. Spark plug replacement, $130. Engine light diagnostics, free. Okay, so I have had this issue come up quite a few times. Usually it's related to your gas cap in your gas tank, and that changes the pressure, or somebody put really bad gas in your car and so it triggers the check engine light on some of the higher end cars, and oftentimes it just needs to be reset. So I just run it down to my shop. They plug the computer in and they're able to reset it. And of course they'll diagnose it just to make sure no error codes are popping up. But majority of the time I have found that it's just a gas issue, gas related issue. So I don't pay anything for that. New tires, $120. Used tires, $45 a piece. Nail repair in your tires, $15. Bumper repair, bumper. Let me fix that spelling mistake. Bumper. Bumper repair, $350. No tears, light paint, and no missing hardware. So this is usually when it gets scraped pretty bad or something like that. You can get around $350 for it. Paintless dent removal, otherwise known as PDR, pay around $90. This, of course, is very specific that, you know, your paint is okay and nothing is broken behind whichever panel you're working with, and they can just pull that dent out. Door ding repair, that's a big one, so that's around $350. The last door ding repair I did was, I think you guys can see it, so it was about that big. It was quite large, and so they had to repair the ding, paint it, and it was a whole thing, but it was such an eyesore that I had to get it done. And then here you can just kind of go down the line with, I have quite a few fluid flushes and fuel treatments, things like that. So here's the pricing for it. So let me know what you guys are paying, or if you need any additional support on how to get this type of pricing. This pricing truly comes from building a good relationship with your shop. So you really, really want to work on that. How you do that is by showing your loyalty to them, being consistent and going to them with your cars. That way they get to know your cars, they get to know you, they get to know what you do, and they're more motivated in working with you. Then you can also refer business to them. The more business you refer to them, the more they value you as a customer, and the more they are likely to give you better deals. So, and not only that, but it comes from a lot of persistency and consistency. Pretty much every time I go, even if it's in increments of $5, I'm like, hey, can you do this for 40? Can you do it for 35? Can you do it for 30? You know, so you got to just continue to ask, and you'll probably be met with a no multiple times, but eventually you will get the pricing that you're looking for. Be nice. I always take my service providers at least a few times a month. I'll go drop off lunch for them. I'll drop off, you know, a case of beer for them. Like whatever it is that I'm doing, if I'm out and about and I see something, I'll go and take care of them if I know I'm going there. So these little things you can do to really put a good gesture towards the people that you work with, letting them know that you value them. And then, of course, most important of all, be nice. People really like nice people. If you're friendly to them, they'll be friendly to you, and they will work with you on it. So I hope you guys find this helpful, and like I said, a link will be posted below this video for you to take a look at as well.